That refrigerator in your kitchen right now, the one you bought 4 or 5 years ago, there's roughly a 1 in 3 chance it's already had a problem. And I'm not making that up. Consumer Reports tested over 239,000 kitchen appliances purchased between 2014 and 2024, and they found that 31% of refrigerators with ice makers developed issues within 5 years. Your parents' fridge from 1992 is probably still humming in the garage. The one you bought in 2021 might already be on borrowed time. I spent an embarrassing number of hours digging into why this happened. Not the vague, they don't make them like they used to. Version. The specific version, with names, dates, dollar amounts, and court documents. And what I found is that the appliance industry pulled off one of the quietest consumer betrayals in American manufacturing history. Pay attention to this next part because it explains everything. In 1990, if you walked into a Sears or a local appliance dealer, you were choosing between roughly 15 independent American brands. Whirlpool, GE, Maytag, Frigidaire, Amana, KitchenAid, JennAir, Magic Chef, Admiral, Kelvinator, Tappan, Hotpoint, Roper, White Westinghouse, and more. Each one had its own engineering team, its own factories, its own design philosophy. They competed on durability because that's what your dad bragged about to the neighbors. Today, almost every brand name on that showroom floor is owned by one of 5 conglomerates. Whirlpool swallowed Maytag in 2006 for $1.7 billion, and in that single deal, they also got JennAir, Amana, Magic Chef, and Admiral. They already owned KitchenAid. So when you think you're comparing a Whirlpool to a Maytag to an Amana, you're comparing 3 products from the same company. Haier, a Chinese conglomerate, bought GE Appliances in June 2016 for $5.6 billion. GE Profile, Café, Monogram, Hotpoint, all Chinese-owned now, running out of Louisville. Electrolux out of Sweden grabbed Frigidaire, Kelvinator, Tappan, Gibson, and White Westinghouse back in 1986. Bosch bought out Siemens' half of their appliance joint venture in 2015, giving them Thermador and Gaggenau too. And then there's Midea out of China, which bought Toshiba's appliance division and now manufactures components for brands you'd never suspect. The brand name on the front of your washing machine is basically a sticker. Same factory, same assembly line, different sticker. And when 5 companies control the entire market, there's nobody left to compete on the thing that actually matters to you, which is how long the machine lasts before it breaks. Now here's where the data gets ugly. A peer-reviewed study published in the Journal of Industrial Ecology in January 2025 tracked appliance lifespans over decades in Norway. Washing machines went from an average of 19.2 years in the 1990s down to 10.6 years in the early 2000s. That's a 45% decline in one generation. Ovens dropped from 23.6 years to 14.3. Yale Appliance, one of the few dealers that publishes real service data, says the Maytag washers they serviced in 1986 ran 16 to 18 years. Today's machines average 6 to 10. And Pulse Technologies surveyed their repair technicians in 2022 and found that 70% of all service calls were on appliances less than 5 years old. Let that number sit for a second. 7 out of 10 repairs are on machines that should still be in their prime. So what changed inside the machines? This is the part nobody at the store is going to tell you. The single biggest engineering betrayal in modern appliances is the sealed outer tub on front-load washing machines. Inside every front loader is a set of drum bearings, standard industrial parts, SKF6 05 or 6 307 series. You can buy them online for $7 to $80 depending on the brand. On a Speed Queen washer, those bearings sit in a serviceable housing. When they wear out after 10 or 15 years, a tech pulls the old ones, presses in new ones, and you're back in business for under $200. On a Whirlpool Duet, a Samsung WF series, or an LG WM series front loader, those same bearings are sealed inside a one-piece plastic outer tub. When the bearing fails, and it will fail, usually between 5 and 10 years, the manufacturer's service procedure says you need to replace the entire tub assembly. That part alone costs $250 to $400. Add labor, and you're looking at $600 to $1,200 to fix a washing machine you bought for $900. That's not a repair. That's a ransom note. A $15 bearing turned into an $800 repair because of how they chose to build the tub. I personally think this is the most important thing any appliance buyer needs to understand, because it tells you exactly how these companies think about your money. If you're tired of learning this stuff the hard way, I put together the No BS Buyer's Vault. It has the maintenance schedules, the warranty tricks, and the dealer playbook that keeps you from getting stuck with a machine designed to empty your wallet twice. Scan the QR code on screen or check the link in the description and pinned comment. And it's not just washers. LG marketed their linear compressor refrigerators with a 10-year warranty, claiming 20-year durability. The reality was so different that a class action settlement in 2020 covered 1.6 million refrigerators across 31 models. Payouts ranged from $50 to $3,500. Consumer Reports found LG French door fridges had compressor problems at nearly triple the industry average, and a new lawsuit filed in late 2024 alleges the redesigned compressors are still failing, sometimes within 3 years. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. I cover this kind of research every week so you don't have to spend 40 hours on forums before buying something for your house. Now let's talk about the other silent killer in modern appliances, the electronic control board. Every function that used to be handled by a mechanical timer or a rotary switch is now managed by a single proprietary circuit board. Yale Appliance calls control boards the #1 failure on gas ranges and induction ranges. Replacement boards run $200 to $550 installed, and on a 10-year-old appliance worth maybe $1,200, that single repair hits 50 to 60% of replacement cost, which is exactly where the manufacturer wants you, because at that point you just buy a new one. The worst example might be Samsung's Family Hub refrigerators. That touchscreen door panel costs $800 to $943 to replace. Samsung has gone through revision after revision of the same part because the defect keeps recurring. And they actually discontinued the Family Hub mobile app, so features you paid for when you bought the fridge are just gone now. A $3,500 refrigerator with a built-in tablet that Samsung themselves stopped supporting. So what do the people who fix these machines every day actually buy for their own homes? I went through Reddit's appliance repair community, appliance blog forums, Pulse technician surveys, and interviews with guys like Scott the Fix-It guy, who has 25 years and over 2,000 repair videos under his belt. The consensus is remarkably consistent. For washers, repair techs buy the Speed Queen TC5 with the mechanical agitator, not the newer TR7 with electronic controls, which got a poor cleaning score from Consumer Reports. The TC5 specifically. It uses a stainless steel tub, serviceable bearings, and comes with a 5-year commercial warranty. It costs around $1,000 to $1,200, and the techs say it will run 15 to 25 years with basic maintenance. For dishwashers, the answer is Bosch, 500 or 800 series, or Miele if you can stretch the budget. Bosch keeps a stainless steel wash system with a replaceable impeller across every model. Yale Appliance's data shows Bosch and Miele consistently posting the lowest service rates in the category. Miele claims a 20-year design life, and the repair community largely backs that up. For refrigerators, and this is the one that surprises people, the recommendation is a basic Whirlpool top freezer with a dial thermostat and no through-the-door water or ice. No touchscreen, no Wi-Fi, no French doors. Just a simple box that keeps food cold. Yale's data shows Whirlpool's basic models with some of the lowest service rates in the industry, and J.D. Power's 2025 reliability study confirmed that Wi-Fi connected appliances generate 15% more problems than unconnected ones. Every smart feature is another failure point. One more thing, and this might be the most valuable 30 seconds of the video. The #1 maintenance hack that extends appliance life costs you nothing. Clean your refrigerator condenser coils every 6 months. They're on the bottom or the back of the fridge, they collect dust and pet hair, and when they're clogged, your compressor runs 30 to 40% harder than it needs to. A vacuum with a brush attachment. Twice a year, 10 minutes each time. That alone can add 3 to 5 years to your refrigerator's life. The repair techs all say the same thing. Most compressor failures they see are heat-related, and most of those are preventable. YouTube thinks you'll like one of these 2 videos, so tap whichever one catches your eye. And if you made it to the end of this one, you already know this channel does the homework. Subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive.